I finally got my hands on the Zacian box. Now, not exactly finally, I've actually had it for a little bit, I just haven't, like, thrown it into a video yet. But we have 4 whole whopping booster packs inside. I believe only 2 of which are going to be Journey Together. I could be wrong, they all could be. I just don't think so. But as it's only 4 packs, I decided, well, this set's also super hyped, so we're gonna also throw in this Surging Sparks Build-in Battle box. So that's another 4 pack. But we'll do the featured box first, obviously. And yeah, this thing is not in the best condition. She's a little beat. Alright, so take this cover off, and let's take a look at our promos. So moving our way up the line, first off, we're starting off with the Cosmos Hollow variant of Hopswooloo. Neat looking card. Then we have its evolution, Hops Double. Once again, yep, that is just a Cosmos Hollow of the same card that you can find in Journey Together. Then finally, we have Hops Zacian EX, which is actually a promo. We are moving away from the Cosmos. And of course, this is the featured card of this box. Definitely neat looking. I mean, again, if it wasn't for, like, Hop being there and it saying Hops, if that text was moved over and it was just Zacian, it wouldn't be nearly as cool, honestly. I just love these trainer-on Pokemon cards. And of course, we have a code card. But then we got the big boy Hops Zacian EX. I mean, it's just the same thing, but big. Again, I've always had a strong stance on these Jumbos. They are neat. But I really like them when the card has a lot going on, right? And so, like, you know, you could get closer and actually see some detail going on. This card isn't really complicated, and I don't feel like the Jumbo form was necessarily justified. At least in my eyes, for what I like these for. I guess there is a bit going on here, but nothing super crazy. Oh, I didn't even know it came with one of these. Cool. Yeah, they've been doing these in their products. So we have Hop and Zacian on a little Polaroid sticker thing, which of course I'll be just leaving as is. You know, these would actually be really cool to get signed over getting like a card signed, right? Because the idea is that it's Hop and Zacian on like a Polaroid photo, right? So, you know, if you were to meet like Hop's voice actor, like have him sign it, that would actually be really cool. I would probably buy that over buying a card that was signed. Not that I really go buying signatures. Anyways, we have a Journey Together and a Surging Spark, so fitting that, you know, we're doing another 4 of those towards the end of the video. We have another Journey Together and an Obsidian Flames. Of course, Journey Together is a big hype thing for me, so we are going to do those last. And we're going to start off here with this Obsidian Flames. So, splice this guy open. Pull out the cards, pull out the code card. And we have the Paldean Whooper, the ball toy. I never even noticed that little Rowlet down there. Like a little Rowlet, I can't think of the term. Anyways, we have the Carvana, the Lechonk, Lunatone, Tesserina, Lycanroc, Temple as a reverse, Palpitoad, and finally, a Hollow Greta. Or Gita, sorry. I don't know, I always add an R. I always add an R to that name. Like, there's just an R there. There's not. It is G-E-E-T-A. But I always throw an R in there as Greta. Like, her job is just to greet people. Anyways, we have our Surging Spark, so there's the code card. And we have the Standard Snorlax, not belonging to Hup, as this was obviously before, you know, Journey Together. Trapinch, the Cyrano, I still don't know how to say your name. Meowstic, Passoberry? Passo. Okay. Ninetales. Okay, we have a Durant EX. Not gonna lie, didn't know this card existed. I mean, it looks really cool. I like this little Durant. I think like, you know, like Indiana Jones with like the fire ants, right? God, this is like an old reference. It's even before my time, really. But I can't imagine, you know, like if the whole like a Pokemon a real thing falling into a Durant nest. That would probably be horrifying, because again, these things are literally meant to be like bullets. Like, they are made of steel. Anyways, Chine Pow and a Energy. Okay, I am very happy about this one. With my terrible pull luck, that's probably all we're going to be getting today. Anyways, Journey Together time. We can hope, right? Maybe we'll get something great out of Journey Together this go around. I also open it backwards, not that it matters anymore. Code card colors are always the same now, thank God. So we have the Shuppet Hops Corvisquire. Also, what is with that cutting on these? I don't usually notice bad cutting, but like, real thick down there, real thin up there. The same thing with that Corvisquire. Oh, if we get a pull in this, it better have come from a different sheet that was actually like cut properly. Like, that is just atrocious. Now, if you want to cut it really bad, I'm down for that, right? Like, where you have a card like cut like here, so like half of 2 cards. Okay, back to regular cutting there with that gradient. Thank God. We have the Regice, Hops, Cramorant, we have the Reverse Pupitar, Iono's Tadbulb, and finally, okay, maybe, we have the Masquerada. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of stoked on that Durant card. I've always had a thing where, like, you know, like, I don't really watch it a whole lot anymore, like, my own type of videos, right? I don't really watch that many pack openings anymore, but I used to. And that's kind of what got me back into Pokemon, like, 5-6 years ago. Well, I was always into Pokemon, but into the card game. I always played the games. That never really stopped. Well, I did stop around like Diamond and Pearl, but that was like a child. The way that cards look on camera just doesn't do justice to how they look in person. Sometimes it does. Sometimes they look better on camera than they do in person. That Durant, I'm 100% just like, no, this looks better to the naked eye than it does on camera. It's a very neat looking card. But it's kind of like looking at like a photo, right? Whenever you look at like a photo of a scan, like, man, those hollow effects are not going to come out properly. You might have like color balance issues, like... So if you're looking at like a card list and like, you know, there might be a card in there that's actually really, really, really cool in person that is like looking at the image doesn't really come across that way and you just kind of look right over it. Anyways, we have Maractus the Cactus. Sadly, with me barely doing any Journey Together so far, we actually have already pulled this. Or did we pull this in Japanese? I don't remember. I think we got this one in English. It might have been a Japanese pull. I'm not sure now. Maybe it was both. Ins Reshram and Energy. This masterclass in cringe is brought to you by viewers like you. If you would like to help support the channel, you can do so by clicking the join button underneath the video right down there. Just go click that. And for $3 a month, you'll get access to weekly exclusive videos along with a few other extra perks, including me mispronouncing your name at the end of every video. That's my favorite perk. Anyways, back to the cringe compilation. Alright, well, it is time for a Surging Spark. Hey, I'm just happy that I got something out of Journey Together. Like, I know that's one of the reasons that people didn't care a whole lot for that set. Like, obviously it's still hyped, but like it's mostly hyped by, like, actual fans, and not, like, resellers and crap, because the pull rate isn't, like, great. Like, don't get me wrong, the prices and, like, the aftermarket are still ridiculous. Not as ridiculous as Prismatic by any means, but, yeah, one of the reasons that it wasn't, like, crazy hyped, I really can't get this, like, to tear, is because of the fact that the pull rate was not good. And that's, in my opinion, what the Pokemon Company can do to actually, like, fix the bullcrap going on right now. Like, yeah, rip off the Band-Aid, man. Make it hurt for the fans, right? Because the fans are already hurting. Make it hurt for the fans. Like, make pull rates terrible. Because it's going to just devalue all of these sets until all the scalpers leave. And then we can go back to actually getting good pulls. That's just a theory. I'm not economist. But anyways, we have Boom and Boom. But of course, we have our little half-deck little promo set there. And of course, we have 4 packs of the Surging Sparks. But I do collect me some stamped cards. So, let's see which one we get in here. One thing I like to do with these, and I've actually been right a number of times, but I still don't think that I'm actually good at it. We're going to move the front card to the back, because that should be our stamp. And then we're going to look through this and see if we can't try to guess, based on what's in here, what we could get. Now, granted, I don't even know what 4 stamped promo cards you can get in here. Like, I have no clue. I do not know what the 4 potential promos are. Gouging Fire is probably a contender. He could probably be... I'm not seeing any other Pokemon, so... I could see them doing Rabsca as well. We have Snorlax, Surfer... I doubt it would be Snorlax. Gouging Fire again... They went really trainer heavy on this one. I'm really thinking it's going to be Rabsca. I'm going to lock in my guess. We're going to have the stamped Rabsca. Okay, that would actually be cool. That would be a cool one to be there. To be our stamp. Snorlax, Koraidon. I don't know if they would do a Koraidon stamp, to be honest, for this set. But I guess we will find out. Okay, it was a Gouging Fire. That actually looks sick. Okay. Happy that ended up being the one. Don't get me wrong, I prefer this over the Rabsca, but I just thought that, you know, they tend to pick some of the lame ones when they do these. So, I like Rabsca, but obviously, like, who wouldn't prefer this? Even though I think Gouging Fire is kind of kind of lame. Like, Entei is just cooler. This weird Entei knockoff. I don't know. I like it. It's still cool, but it's not my Entei. Anyways, 4 Surging Sparks. Let's go. We're gonna pull the back one first. Why not? Split it and pull out the code card. We have the Klefki, Fuecoco, Onto the Beach, Glamora, Snorlax, Paldean Tauros, the Flapple, Annihilate, Morlul, Passamin, and come on, Palkia. Alright, in next Surging Sparks. Yeah, I remember I had a comment not that long ago where someone was like, yeah, man, like, I like that you, like, kind of, like, ramble in your videos, and you're not just, like, naming off Pokemon as you go. But you might have noticed there I did. I go back and forth, right? Like, if I don't have anything to, like, really just, like, ramble on about, like, I gotta fill the dead space somehow. So, like, yeah, I will just, like, read the Pokemon names. Although it's kind of like a game for myself, I try not to look at the name and just go off of the art, because, you know, it helps you memorize things. I'm a Pokemon content creator, I should know what things are. Vibrava. And Scavolian as an EX. That's a nice looking full art. Again, it's just the full art. These generic full arts are very boring. But I would put it, you know, a little bit higher than your other standard full arts. I'm just happy for the full 2 packs to go. Yeah, the whole, like, reading the Pokemon name thing, like, I'm sure that's a common thing with, like I said, I don't really watch that many pack openings anymore. I'm sure that's a common thing, and there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's just not really my content style. Like, I just do that when I don't have things to ramble on about. And I get that's not for everyone, right? Like, I have had complaints. Actually, I remember when I mentioned that complaint in one of the videos, someone was like, dude, you just need to shut up. Like, I was trying to watch your video to go to sleep to, but you just won't stop talking. And it was like, yeah, go watch ASMR, man, or, like, silent openings. Then whenever that video went live, right, where I mentioned that, I got a bunch of comments from people saying that they would never watch ASMR videos and they like the way that I do this thing. And I was like, yeah, I know that, like, you know, every content creator has their own style, and I've kind of found what I like to do. Anyways, we have the Miracle headset as an A-Spec. I still love these A-Spec cards. They still scream Digimon to me, but very nice looking A-Spec card. And it's just a headset. But I love the holo effects on these. Skarmory, we still have a chance for something else. No, we don't. But now that's been mentioned in 2 videos. But yeah, I was getting a bunch of comments saying, like, yeah, you know, like, I like that you just kind of ramble on. I remember someone saying, like, yeah, I could see why people wouldn't care for it, but, like, they said it feels like old YouTube, like, you know, like, what's considered outdated now, right? Which I agree. Like, I feel like the content that I do is outdated, right? Like, maybe it's because I grew up on old YouTube, and don't get me wrong, I still, like, that's my primary form of entertainment is YouTube. But some of my favorite content creators are the ones who actually show personality, and also, while showing personality, they don't put on a fake face either. Don't get me wrong, I try to be a bit more energetic whenever I film. If you think I'm rambling like this all day, every day, like, my voice, my throat couldn't take that. But I will say, since starting doing YouTube and content creation, I have become more annoying. We have the Tapu Lele. It's an actual thing, man. Believe it or not, I was the quiet kid growing up. I had 2 siblings, and I remember I went to go visit my dad, a different state away. And he was like, man, I don't know what happened to you. Like, you used to, like, never talk. And he's like, I'm starting to think you were just, like, drowned out by your siblings. And I was like, I just kind of didn't want to. But, like, when you do content creation, I started off with streaming, right? And that's the biggest, hardest thing to learn, is to be able to entertain nobody. Like, no joke. That's the biggest advice I can give to you if you want to get into streaming or doing videos. Learn to entertain nobody. If there is nobody watching your videos, if there is nobody watching your stream, learn how to entertain them. Now, how the hell does that work? That's the thing. If somebody clicks on your video or clicks on your stream, and you're not being entertaining, you're not talking, you're not being active, then they're not going to stay. They're going to leave. Like, so even if you're streaming to 0 viewers, you won't necessarily know when somebody pops in. There's a massive delay between when you start talking, like, between when they join, and when OBS/Twitch/YouTube tells you that someone's watching you. There's a massive delay there. they're probably already gone by the time you notice them and start trying, like, oh, somebody's here, I need to talk, I need to do things. The hardest step is capturing that first viewer. Like, starting off with streaming, it helped me out with going to YouTube, and especially going to this kind of content where, like, man, I'm looking at cardboard here, I'm looking at paper. Like, if I can't ramble, if I can't entertain nobody, right? If I didn't learn how to entertain nobody, then these videos would be a lot worse, at least in my opinion. Of course, now I'm not even doing anything on camera. Like, I'm just kind of rambling. We still have a thing to do. But yeah, it has flowed over into my actual life. Like, I am a lot more talkative now. And I feel like sometimes I get into the same content creator brain that I do whenever I'm trying to film. I feel like sometimes that happens when I'm, like, at my job or hanging out with family. And then I'll catch myself, like, oh god, I'm rambling. Like, I'm doing this like I'm trying to be entertaining, right? Like, that's not the purpose of this. Like, this is a conversation. Like, I need to stop. Anyways, bonus card of the daytime. Explanation is going to be right down there. And pulling a random card from the back. We have, there's some whitening. It's a bit more beat up, but we are playing Guess the Year. We have a scratch right there across the back of the card. We also have some dirt all over this thing. Some whitening across the side. Like, by no means the worst card that I've seen or purchased. But it is pretty beat. Like, you got more scratches up here. This was not in the hands of somebody who protected their stuff or is a fan of sleeves. Luckily, that means I got a discount on whatever this is. But as far as Guess the Year, just based on the coloring on the back, I'm gonna go vintage, man. Like, I'm thinking this is gonna be like a base set kind of deal. You know what? Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go for base set. We're gonna say 99. And wow, nope. Okay, 2007. We have Honchkrow, level 42. Base set was 99, right? Or am I crazy? But yep, Honchkrow level 42. Nice hollow, and I'm assuming that if it's that beat up, we're gonna have hollow scratches as well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see them on this one, but there are very shallow hollow scratches going on. There's one going across the wing right there, too, kind of moving downward. Not a whole lot on this bottom part. Okay, no, wait, the light catches it. That's the thing, when you're looking for hollow scratches, you have to, like, kind of, like, study it and, like, try the light at different angles, kind of slowly move it around. But honestly, the front isn't that bad. Of course, you do have hollow bleed right here, a bit of dirt there. I don't even grade my cards. Why am I examining it so much? It's a neat-looking Honchkrow. I don't know. I thought it was a neat-looking card, I guess, and so that's why I picked it up. That's kind of all it takes for me. I see it at my LGS, and I'm like, oh, that's neat, even though it's a Honchkrow. Like, not even in my top, like, 200 Pokemon. Okay, rambling over. Let's go to the future me, who is hopefully less talkative. Okay, you really think a guy who's gonna dress like this on video isn't gonna be talkative? What would make you think that? If you guys like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, all of that fun stuff. And now for my favorite part of every one of these videos, mispronouncing my channel members' names. A massive thank you to all my channel members. Pokehoarder J, Obsidian, Candace Reynolds, Sis Crazy Card Collector, Mr. Nintendo, Smokey of the Sun, Jordan Daniels, Andrew B, Bod, Reed, and Katie Huff 21. All of you allow me to keep doing what I do. If you want to see more than just 2 packs of Journey Together being opened, I'm going to link a video up here. And on this side, I'm going to have a playlist of all of my Pokemon videos if you feel like binging. Lastly, linked above my Lapras is going to be a link to the community Discord if you feel like joining in. Thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully I will see all of you next time. Goodbye for now.